Hi, it's Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and in preparation for the release of my book, Confluence Not Coincidence, I talk about a new strategy in there called a Confluence strategy, and this is a day trading strategy they're going to talk about now. And it combines different types of strategies together to find those confluence, that strong river that's flowing in a certain direction in the markets. And those different indicators, if you like, are different tributaries running into that river. And when they all start to give signals from different types of strategies, different market conditions, then that river starts to flow even stronger, and therefore the move in a certain direction, whether it's long or short, becomes extremely strong. So I've put together this Confluence Day Trading Strategy bundle, so it's discounted, so you can get all of these together to really look for those really strong moves when you're futures trading, forex trading, stocks day trading, any type of day trading. Combining these together on multiple time frames, an extremely strong confluence strategy. So I'm going to go from the left, go to the top right, then bottom right. On all of them is the bias depth heat map, because that's our go no go gauge. We need the confirmation from the signal that will give us that. So we're getting those confluences from three different trading strategies, but also then the confluence on those higher time frames that are the right direction. So we're starting to build a really strong picture. Also, we're using the manager to help us manage the trade and get those consistent profits higher. And then obviously on the left now we've got the range breakout. So this is YM. On the range breakout for indexes, we use the 15-minute time frame. Top right, we have the agreat algo. So there's 12 points of control that need to be in a certain synchronicity for the 6-star buy. So that's a confluence of 6 to give that 6-star buy of 12 different points of control. And then on the bottom right, we've got the VWAP predator. So now we're sort of bringing in volume as well. So price action is purely with the agreat algo. Range breakout identifies that opening range and the bias and trading out of that range. But now we're starting to bring in volume with the VWAP predator as well. So we're starting to get a collection of confluences together to really understand the strength of the flow of market direction there. So I'm going to start with the left here. So always our key and underpinning every day is those market opens. So whether we're trading gold, oil, the indexes, those London, New York Stock Exchange opens are very important. The oil pit open, the gold pit open for Europe and for the US. So today we're just going to talk about the London Open, what's happened this morning, and I want to talk about those confluences that happen. So remember, tributaries don't join all at the same time, so we're going to go through in order from the earliest signal first. So we've got the 3-minute on the top right with the agreat algo. We get a 6-star buy signal with this yellow hashed vertical line, which is on all of the charts. So that's preempted a VWAP predator, and it's before the opening range. Okay, so we're starting to see momentum build. Down below, the 6 time frames are all green here on the bias depth heat map for that agreat algo signal. So that's a good signal, but we're not going to go in that trade right now because we're sophisticated traders. We know we've got the London Open coming soon. We're getting ready for that. So that's in and around 2:30 a.m. EST, which is 8:30 a.m. in Europe. So then, a little later on, now we get a cross of the VWAP. We don't just get a cross of the VWAP, we get a cross with higher than average volume, and it's also an accumulation candle as well. Gives us that buy signal, which is this red dotted vertical line. All within the same 10-minute candle on the left there. This is on the 5-minute time frame. So we're using multiple time frames with different types of strategies to build that confluence strategy together. So now we're coming into the London Open. Okay, just going back to that VWAP predator, all 6 time frames are green for the bias depth heat map. Everything's looking really bullish, but we don't know what's going to happen when we get that London Open, because it's also at the same time as the European Open. So now we get that London opening range 4. The range breakout indicator colours that in green, so we're only looking for a long. Now that confluence of all of those different indicators now are showing us that the flow into the upside is really, really strong. So now we look for a long entry just above that London opening range, but also at this same time we get a VWAP predator buy signal again here. Same orange hash line here, orange hash line here. So this is a really strong trade here, and we get in reasonably early and we go for the long. We've got lots of confirmation from different time frames on that bias depth heat map. We've got the confirmation and the confluence of that flow increasing in intensity from those different types of strategies for different market conditions, and then we're in the trade. We do get a slight pullback, but remember the stop when we're trading the range breakout is down below here. Interestingly then, we get a second opportunity with the VWAP predator, giving us two more buy signals at 425 and then 435. So we want to take the first one. When we get another buy signal here, all 6 time frames are green. So we're going to add to our position at that point, because remember, our manager on all of the charts is saying this is still a good long trade. The ribbon still is remaining green, and especially on the 10-minute. So on the 10-minute here on the manager, we're on day trading aggressive, and this ribbon is remaining green, so we're still in this trade. So we get to add to our position at this point here. Now, you can see on the VWAP predator, the ribbon just turns red at this point here. So this is on the 5-minute time frame, and we just turned red on the 3-minute time frame. So one of the things we talk about the trade management and using the manager is how aggressive you want to be when you're managing this trade. So remember, the confluences came from the VWAP predator on the 5-minute, the XPRAD algo on the 3-minute, and then we got into a second contract, or we added to our position at that point here with those VWAP predators giving us the sign that after that pullback, momentum's really increasing again. It's time to get some more into that trade. So we're in this trade. We've got started with one, maybe got 2 contracts now. We are really, really strong into this trade. We're going towards the US Open. We're not there yet. Some of the options that we can have now is, yes, let's look at this. Let's look at the manager. There was a higher than average volume rejection of the highs at this point here. We still were green on the manager on these lower time frames here, but we then found support and we've gone up again. So a sensible strategy now would be to put your trailing stop below this pivot here. Okay, let's colour that in red, and let's sync in layout. So now we can see that we've got quite an aggressive stop under here without panicking, because this could turn around and go up. We don't know, we've not got a crystal ball, but we've got into a really strong trade. And this trade at this moment in time, before we added a second contract, we were at 54 ticks. Okay, now since we've added that second contract, we've locked in a further 41 ticks, so that's 95 ticks in total. Okay, 45 with 2 contracts and 1 contract at 54. So we're in a really strong position now. We don't want to give too much away, but we need to give it breathing room, and that's why the manager is so important here. And look at that multiple time frame confluence strategy when day trading. So now we've locked in some really serious profits. We've been reasonably aggressive, so if it comes back against us, we take the good profits. If not, we have further options as this trade progresses. So again, check out the link below for the brand new Confluence Day Trading Strategy bundle, which bundles these all together, gives you a 20% discount for buying them all together. But more importantly, I'm going to make more videos with this, and this ties in with my book, because Confluence strategy is really, really important for serious day traders. Hopefully this helps. Speak to you all really soon.